Imagine you're lying in bed, completely safe, nothing around you is wrong, and yet your brain starts spiraling. Maybe it's a fear of getting sick, or something bad happening to someone you love, or a worry so specific and so unlikely that part of you knows it doesn't make sense, and yet you can't stop thinking about it. You've tried telling yourself it's irrational. You've tried logic, and still, the fear stays. Here's what nobody tells you. Your brain isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it was built to do. And once you understand why, everything starts to shift. So what is actually happening in there? At the center of all of this is a tiny almond-shaped structure in your brain called the amygdala. Think of it as your brain's security guard, always on duty, always scanning for danger. And here's the thing. It is incredibly fast, but it is not very precise. When the amygdala senses something that resembles a threat, even just slightly, it fires off an alarm before your rational brain even has a chance to weigh in. Your thinking brain, the prefrontal cortex, arrives a few seconds later, like a calm manager who shows up after the alarm's already going off. By then, your heart rate is up, your body is tense, and the fear feels completely real. Now add one more layer to this. Your brain is wired to prioritize survival, which means it would rather sound a false alarm 100 times than miss a real danger. Psychologists call this the negativity bias. Your brain leans toward the worst-case interpretation of things, not to punish you, but to protect you. The problem is that we no longer live in a world where every shadow is a predator, but our brains haven't fully caught up with that. So the system that once kept our ancestors alive is now firing at emails, social situations, and quiet Tuesday nights. That's not weakness. That's just your ancient brain doing its ancient job in a very modern world. So now that you know why this happens, let's talk about what you can actually do, because understanding the pattern is just the beginning. Here are 4 approaches that work with your brain's wiring, not against it. The first is, name it to tame it. When an irrational fear spikes, your instinct might be to push it away or argue with it, but research from UCLA neuroscientist Matthew Lieberman shows that simply labeling your emotion out loud or in your head actually reduces the amygdala's response. So instead of fighting the fear, you pause and say something like, "This is anxiety. My brain is in alarm mode right now." That small act of naming shifts activity from your reactive brain to your thinking brain. You're not dismissing the fear, you're gently stepping back from it. The second technique is question the story, not the feeling. Your feelings are real, but the story your brain builds around them, that part is often incomplete. When a fear thought shows up, try asking, is this a fact or is this a prediction? Irrational fears are almost always predictions. Worst-case scenarios your brain is treating like certainties. You're not trying to convince yourself everything is fine. You're just creating a little space between the feeling and the conclusion. That space is where calm lives. Third, use your body to signal safety. Because the amygdala responds to physical cues, you can actually use your body to tell your nervous system it's okay to stand down. One of the simplest and most researched ways to do this is with a slow exhale. When you breathe out longer than you breathe in, try inhaling for 4 counts and exhaling for 6. You activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the body's natural brake pedal. This isn't just relaxation advice. It is a direct signal to your brain that there is no lion in the room. Do this slowly. Do it without rushing. Even 2 or 3 of these breaths can genuinely shift the state your nervous system is in. And fourth, gradually widen your comfort zone. Avoidance feels like relief in the moment, but it actually reinforces the fear over time. Every time you sidestep the thing your brain has flagged as dangerous, it files that away as confirmation that the thing was worth avoiding. The antidote isn't to throw yourself into fear all at once. That can backfire. Instead, think about small, deliberate steps toward the thing you've been avoiding. Psychologists call this gradual exposure, and it works because repeated, safe experiences slowly teach the amygdala that this particular alarm doesn't need to keep going off. You don't have to do this alone, and you don't have to do it all today. Progress here is measured in inches, and every inch counts. Your brain creates irrational fears, not because something is wrong with you, but because it is doing its best to keep you safe with very old tools. And now you have something your brain didn't come with by default: awareness and a few ways to gently work with it. If today's topic hit close to home and you feel like you want real, one-on-one support, there's a link in the description to flexible online therapy. It's more accessible than most people realize, and it might be exactly what you need. If you want to go deeper on your own time, there are also audiobooks and courses linked below that you can move through at your own pace whenever you're ready. And if this video helped you, the kindest thing you can do is like it, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. You are not your fears. You are the one who notices them, and that's already more than enough.